Sean Higgs coming at you once again with another tournament first look preview here. Big Ten now on the docket. If you're wondering what late night money is, that is my nightly show at midnight, live late night money. I also do where is it? The midday money show. That is live during the day, 12 noon Eastern. So be sure to come check that out because with tournaments, that's how the show started 3 years ago. Midday money started, conference tournaments. Just got on, said, hey, let's talk some stuff. It was just a little live show, and now here we are, 3 years later, still going strong. It's a live show. Come on in. Plenty of free picks for you out there, folks. Twitter, Mr. Sean Higgs. Give me a follow, if you will. And also, if you do Pandora, Spotify, podcast form, Midday Money is there. Type in Midday Money. It'll bring up the channel. All the previews are there. All past shows, late night money, everything's there. Now let's talk about this. Since we're 1 minute in, let's go to the 1-0-0 odds on favor Purdue Boilermakers. These guys are just monsters. I'd say monsters of the Midway, but that's already a team in a different state. What do you say about this squad? You got 3 road losses in conference play: Ohio State, Nebraska, Northwestern. And I'll say this, and I've said it multiple times: losing on the road to conference play, it happens. When's the last undefeated team here, folks? It is tough to win on the road. Bama, Arizona, Marquette, Tennessee, Gonzaga all went down to these guys. The second best team in Illinois, 0-2 versus Purdue. I don't want to say just take an even money fade. That's not what I do. If you watch any of the shows, hi, we got a 20-1 ticket on Milwaukee still going in the horizon. Lehigh plus 650. We're going to go deep in our picks, with the exception of North Carolina plus 190. That was a kind of short one there. I can't say take Purdue just because it's even money. We can make money doing other things here. I have not bet any team from the Big Ten to win the tournament, so I have no money on this tournament. But I'm going to give you my thoughts here. So Illinois, obviously, you've dropped both to Purdue already. You'd think, okay, they're a good team. Maybe they come in and steal one. 3-1 odds. It'll be worth it because you're not going to face them to the championship game. So if you're there, I guess you could hedge. You want to take Purdue a little money line that one and save yourself? I don't know. Hedging's for gardeners. If you like Illinois, you think they could pull one out. It's tough to beat a good team 3 times. That kind of nonsense. Then take Illinois. Nebraska's a squad. 6-1 run down the stretch. Not bad. 2 overtime losses. Again, this team maybe could have been better. They play tough, and I bring up the overtime losses because, conference tournament are neutral courts. But if you're battling in games, it's all fun and games here. We're talking about winning a tournament. But let's talk about covering some spreads. That's an important part here. The other side to that coin, as it being important covering spreads, that Nebraska is probably going to be favored in these games. So a little bit different than going on a road and playing as a road underdog in hostile territory. You're on a neutral. You're considered a favorite because you're a higher seed. Maybe the line won't reflect that. Maybe Indiana, they've won 4 in a row. We'll talk about them in a bit. Maybe they knock off Penn State or Michigan and move on. And to be honest with you, let's see what that line is. I don't know what I'll do in that game. I'm not sure where I would lean in that look. But 9-1, as much as I like Nebraska, we've made money on them. Definitely not worth going against Purdue at even money. No, thank you. Whiskey, 12-1 odds here. Remember how these guys started? They were great. Yeah. Then from February 1st, they go 3-8. 3-8. Okay, a couple OT road losses could flip that, and they could, be 5-6 is a little better, 500 squad. But they are losses. It is what it is. You're not executing. You're catching losses instead of wins. I don't want anything to do with you. Here's a team, though, if you want to put a couple bucks on, I would say all right with. I got a Hall of Fame coach. I got a team that's underperformed. I mean, 1-4 their last 5, and they had gone on a 5-1 run earlier. I mean, what is going on here? What's up with this team? This is when I want to jump on Sparty. So they do have Minnesota, who has been a ATS machine this season. I believe they are 24-7. 24-7 they are. I mean, that is not a bad not a bad number. I can't really say a 24-7 ATS run is bad. So, you want to grab a Michigan at 14-1? I will say okay to that. I'm not against grabbing a Sparty at this number here. Now your 4 seed. I may have not mentioned, but you might have read it. Michigan State's an 8 seed at 14-1, and the 4 seed is 17-1. Maybe that's because if Northwestern wins and everything holds form and they win, they advance, they face Purdue in the semis. Yes, they beat Purdue. And they lost a close one to Purdue. They didn't lose and tool them. No, they lost and to them on the road. Beat Purdue, lost to them on the road. Sorry, I can't spell. That's what happens. I'll adjust it, I guess. Lost to them in OT on the road. There we go. Should have proofread myself. So they had to be think of as a live dog because when you beat the best team and you hang tough with them on their own court, why wouldn't they? Here's the problem with Northwestern. You lost to Rutgers 63-60. You lose to Whiskey. Where's the Whiskey score? I'll find it. 71-63. And Maryland got you twice. Excuse me. That's a split on Maryland. 66-61 and 72-69. Do they get by any of these 3 teams? I don't know. 17-1, no thank you. And now here we're starting to get off the rails. Ohio State. Oh, the demise of Ohio State. Can a coach you win 5-6 at 6-8? And I got to tell you, I will be looking to take them over Iowa on what's that Thursday, the 7-10 game. I will be looking to take them over Iowa. Speaking of which, the team they're playing, it's 36-1. That's all you need to know. Don't try to overthink odds makers, folks. Here's a little thing I like to say. Now, you've probably heard if you've been betting this year, oh, unranked versus ranked. That's kind of crap I've been saying and doing since the 90s. All right. Now, you can't just, that's great college football, college basketball, especially early on November, December, January, February. You got a lot of conference tournaments or not conference tournaments, but conference games and out of conference, people just see big names and numbers in front of them and think that's the way to go. When it comes to conference tournaments and the NCAA tournament, NIT, CBI, CIT, whatever kind of nonsensical tournaments are out there, when you have the lower seeds favored over the better seeds, 10 over 7, 12 fives, whatever the case would be, that's nearly always an auto play for me anyway. It's probably a team I was looking at anyway as an underdog. They're going to come in as a favorite. You just have to move on it. Just write a note. That is just something. They don't have billion-dollar casinos in deserts and in the tropics and the islands flying in food and water because they're wrong most of the time. All right? The people are wrong most of the time. So you see something that looks really easy, like, oh, look at Derry. They got a better record and they're ranked. Look, they got the seeding. Ohio State. Get ready to bet it. 6 seed Indiana. Again, here we go. We have a lower seed here, further odds. A 2-8 run doesn't get you fired, but a 4-0 run to end the season gets you a contract extension. Now you're going to get a spot in Penn State or Michigan. You might extend that little run, and then you have a Nebraska team who, hey, listen, I like Nebraska, but they can be beaten. You lost them 85-70 and 86-70. Now things change. That was your One of your earlier losses, you had won four in a row. Before that, you had lost four in a row. That was part of that stretch. I'm telling you, I get Indiana as a dog against Nebraska. I might be interested. I said that before about the Nebraska game. I don't know how Nebraska's as a favorite and a neutral. I don't know how they'll respond versus a team that's running pretty well. All right, now we're getting really far down here with Maryland, 65-1. They got Rutgers, and they move on to Whiskey. This is no thank you. And we'll wrap this up with Minnesota. 100-1 odds. They're playing Sparty. Um, do we take? Do we just? Because why do I think that this is going to be not a line where the spread even comes in? Which it could be two. I'm going to say no to that. Michigan. I didn't even put their odds down. 8 straight losses for them. They are 2-16 and on a 8-23 ATS run. I added that here after the Minnesota one, so you see the crazy difference. They play Penn State. No, thank you. And again, Penn State, Rutgers, Michigan, teams we don't want to play against. Um, again, if I'm looking for who could surprise, I mean, even at a 14-1 spot, you're going to have to beat Purdue in the next round. And would that open up the door for Illinois at 3-1? Again, I have nothing on any of these games right now, or any team in this tournament, I should say. It's Indy. It's Purdue's to lose. I'm even shocked it's even money because we've seen Gonzaga as a 125 fave. We saw Houston as a 130 fave. But the fact that they aren't even favored by a little bit tells you that they can be picked off. The question is by who, and does that team win the championship over Purdue? Is Purdue already knocked out by the semis? Sparty, maybe? Is it the Illini? Does somehow Ohio State turn into something? Starts on Wednesday. Thursday, though, get that Ohio State money Thursday. Ohio State Thursday. Thanks for watching.